Good evening, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. This is certainly a time of celebration as we near the completion of our academic semester. It's also always a very special time as we wrap up our final 2 weeks. The college is celebrating its 100-year anniversary, and we look at our great past and our bright future of the college and the presence it's had in this community, but most importantly, the impact that it's had on students. As they've started here, they've finished here, and they've gone on to be a part of this community. You know, anniversaries are special celebrations, are they not? And those can be employment, like you've been there 40 years or 50 years. They can be birthdays. They can be marriages as well. And those are long-term partnerships or connections that have required, I think, time. And as students, you probably feel, for some, it's been a long time, maybe if you've been at it part-time, or even for those, maybe even full-time. The others, it takes a huge commitment and a serious commitment when you look at a partnership and you look at an anniversary that you have the opportunity to celebrate. It also takes tenacity. But what's another key ingredient? A little bit of love, don't you think? It takes a little bit of love. And I think what we'll find tonight is we'll be celebrating so much of the path that students have had here at the college and what all that's taken to get there. Because tonight we celebrate our recognition of our high-achieving students, the top 5%. And tonight we have the largest audience that we've ever had in the history of this program. We started with 17 students in 1928. And since then, you will be marking as we finish as be 3,751 that have had an opportunity to experience this special Delta Pi Alpha recognition. So we're very excited about tonight. We're excited that you're here. I ask that you relax and enjoy yourself because I think you're in for a very delightful evening. At this time, what I would like to do is introduce our chairperson of our Board of Trustees, Mr. Burt Blakey.
Well, first of all, I'd like to dispel the rumor that I've been here for 100 years and I'm reflecting over 100 years. I know that I kind of look that way, but it's entirely not true. I do always feel a little uncomfortable whenever I attend celebrations that honor high-achieving students, because I remember and reflecting when I was a junior in high school, I went to see my high school counselor, whose name was Homer Stinchcomb. And I said, Mr. Stinchcomb, I want to go to college. And he kind of started laughing. And so I can assure you that personally, I've never been invited to an honor society in my entire career. So those of you in this room who are not honor material, there's still an opportunity in life for you, so don't despair. But let me just take a second to thank, first of all, the people who are really important in this room. Can I have the parents, all the parents stand up, please? I think a lot of times when we honor our youth, we forget the anchor, and the anchor has always been the parents and the family. And I would hope that the young folks in the room take the opportunity sometime between now and when you go off to college someplace to really thank your parents for all their support. There's an awful lot of kids, youngsters in this world who do not have that support, and they aren't doing very well. And, you know, if you reflect about what's really important in life, parents, good family, has got to be at the top of anybody's list. So, parents, thank you very much. Additionally, we have in this room a lot of great educators who work at this college. And I think so often we take those people for granted also. And it's many times a thankless job, but it is a critical job. And our society, our country runs on the quality of its education. And you take away that quality, you take away really the entire advantage that this society has. And for some reason, over the last 20 years, it used to be, in my early years, nobody recognized educators at all. Now, the last 20 years, they yell at them all the time. And so I would like to take this opportunity to thank the educators, the professors, the administrators in this room who day in and day out do a marvelous job for all of these youngsters and for this community, because this is a community college. Lastly, I guess we get to the students. And I would just like to take this opportunity to congratulate you. There's a lot of things that can get in the way of one's education, one's diligence, and everybody in this room, all the students in this room, have done a tremendous job. And while essentially, I would think you're kind of at halftime in your college career, because I suspect that almost all of you will be going on to at least 2 more years of school and perhaps many more. What you have achieved so far is terrific. And I would just ask you to take what you've learned here at the community college, not only in your classroom, but from your friends, from your teachers, from all sorts of life activities, to go on to that next phase of your life, and you will do very well. So again, to the students, thank you and congratulations. To the parents, to the staff, thank you, and to all, congratulations for a job well done.
Thank you, Chairperson Blakey. Now we're going to move on to dinner, and then after dinner, we'll start with our presentation and as well as other parts of our program. Tonight's dinner is prepared and featured by our award-winning Sakya Culinary Institute and by our students, so I think you'll really are in for a treat to enjoy that. It's a buffet on 2 ends, and so we're gonna have staff come around and we'll dismiss tables, so enjoy your dinner. I hope everyone has enjoyed your dinner tonight. We're ready to continue with our program and the most important part of recognizing our students. At this time, it's a privilege for me to introduce the president of Grand Rapids Community College to deliver a welcome, Dr. Stephen Ender.
And it's my privilege to welcome all of you tonight. I'm joined this evening by several members of our Board of Trustees. I'm going to ask them to stand as I call their name, and I'd ask you to recognize them when everyone's name has been called. So you have previously met Bert Blakey, who is our board chair. We have Richard Berberg with us today, Dr. Richard Reiskamp, and Dr. Richard Stewart. Please welcome our board. So if you're in the business of education, it's evenings like this that you really look forward to. Our opportunity to, along with our faculty and staff, celebrate the achievements of our very best students. You're not in this room tonight if you don't have a cumulative grade point average of 3.8, and there are many in the room tonight with a 4.0 grade point average. And through 62 credits of college to achieve at that level is extraordinary, and it's remarkable, and it makes us very, very proud. Bert had a word to say to the families in the room, and I want to echo that sentiment. You do not get through 62 hours with a 3.8 or 4-point grade point average without someone there to hug you from time to time, or to push you from time to time, or to take some of those other responsibilities off your plate from time to time. So the support that we receive from families, whether it be husband, wives, mothers, fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, and children, is incredibly important to a high-achieving student. I have to, even though recognized, and I'm going to, I just have to do this. This is a special night for us because students are asked to bring someone from the institution who has really been a guide, a mentor, a source of support, a real linkage to GRCC. I would ask all of those faculty and staff that were invited by a student tonight to stand so we can recognize you. Please. I think it's important that you know this. This is a gifted group of faculty and staff members here at GRCC. I've worked at 4 different higher educational institutions, actually 5. I never could hold a job. The staff and faculty here are exceptional, and as a group, I've never, as a leader, had more talent around me. And so our students, I mean, you have had, in some ways, the privilege of working with a very gifted group of educators who, at the end of the day, really, your success is, in some ways, maybe more important to them than it could be to you, because this is what faculty and staff aspire for. It's to connect with students, to see students challenge themselves, to be there to offer advice and support and mentoring, to really take you to another level, perhaps a level that you didn't know you could get to. We are very fortunate to have the folks working here that are in our midst this evening. You know, for students, for those of you that we're honoring, we're very proud of you. We have high expectations of you, quite frankly. I'm looking at a group of people, and those that are receiving medallions tonight, a group of leaders. You have demonstrated that you are different in some very important ways. You've demonstrated that you can set high goals and achieve them. You've demonstrated that you can manage a complex life and pursue excellence and achieve that excellence. You've demonstrated that you can work with groups of students, because we do a lot of work in groups at this institution, quite purposefully, because you're going to work with groups when you leave our institution and move on either to a baccalaureate institution or out into the workforce. Very intentional, very purposeful. And you have arisen to the top of the top. You may not be aware of it, but you are, students, role models for many students around you in your classrooms. You're role models for your siblings. You're role models for your children. We learn a lot by watching successful people and how they go about their life. And you have been demonstrating through your behavior, through your personal traits, what it takes to be a successful person. So we do have very high expectations. If you move on, we expect to see similar grade point averages at your baccalaureate institution. We expect that you will take leadership positions at those institutions. We expect that when you graduate, you will move into a profession and you will excel. And if you're going right to work, we have very similar expectations of you. You will be a leader in that organization one day. You may move on and start your own place of business in your chosen field, but you will not allow yourself to be static. You will constantly challenge yourself and grow and help all of us around you see what it takes to achieve that level of excellence. So yes, we are very, very proud, and this is kind of what makes our work worthwhile. I know that you will not disappoint yourself. You will not disappoint your family. You will not disappoint this institution. And you will be a proud alumnus of GRCC. Go out and achieve and be proud of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ender. And now it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Michael Vargo, our Dean of School of Arts and Sciences, who will start by reading the names of our recipients tonight. And Dr. Ender has the honors of presenting medallions to our students.
Thank you very much. As Dr. Hoxie said, I've got the privilege this evening of announcing the new Delta Pi Alpha recipients. And then President Ender is going to confer the Delta Pi Alpha honor by presenting each new recipient with what I'm sure is a solid gold medallion. Okay.
Money back guarantee.
Money back guarantee. That's right. All right. And one of our deans will cue each recipient to move into position for recognition. I'll ask that you come to this end of the room when signaled to do so. And it's also been a tradition to offer the opportunity for each of you to say a few words about your experience at Grand Rapids Community College and introduce invited guests here with you this evening to celebrate your outstanding academic achievement. So, without further ado, our first recipient of the evening is Rachel Alberta.
Okay, I guess I'll say a couple things. My name's Rachel. I've been going here for about 3 years and finally graduating, yay. I've had a lot of cool experiences at GRCC. I've been able to work on campus for a couple years, which I love. I've been able to be part of the campus activities board and help plan a lot of events here, so that's always been super fun to be involved on campus. Let's see, I've been part of the honors program, which is fun. I see some teachers that I've had. And yeah, I've taken a lot of fun classes and met a lot of cool people and made good connections. And so one of my favorite teachers that I brought with me tonight was Mary Godfrey. She's taught me all my medical terminology. And so she's over there. And then my mom and dad are here too. So I just want to thank them for, teaching me to be a hard worker, and obviously I work hard to get good grades. And then someone else who's helped me with my homework all growing up who can't be here is my big brother who's in heaven. So thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Kayla Amish.
Good evening, all. My name is Kayla. I first want to thank the college and the Delta Pi Alpha for putting on this event. It's a wonderful evening. Tonight I brought with me my older sister, right over there with the camera, and I brought my father and his wife and my stepbrother. After graduating here in May, I'll be transferring to Grand Valley in the fall, majoring in advertising and public relations, so I'm really excited for that. The past 2 years here have been awesome. I've really enjoyed my education. I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. The faculty and staff have been really awesome and supportive, and thanks again.
Itza Vanessa Suarez Rangel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Itza Suarez, and I have been here for about 3 years now. And I will be getting a degree in culinary management. Today, I brought with me my parents and my godmother. And I would just like to take a moment to thank my parents, muchas gracias, for having supported me through this whole time that I've been here.
Bert Baker.
Thank you. I did not expect to be talking, but I appreciate this event, and I'm honored to be a student here. It went so fast. I feel like I was just out of high school. I thought, I'm honored. I'm happy to be. I thought the first person in my family to get a degree, but my daughter beat me to it. But it still feels pretty darn good. Thank you.
Rosalie Baxter.
I've returned back to school after a long break, and I really didn't think I could do this when I came. I really doubted my abilities. Didn't think I was very smart. And I have brought Dr. Carol Van Randwick with me tonight. She helped me understand music theory and oral comp, and was just a great support to me throughout this whole experience. And my family couldn't come tonight, but I still have to thank them, because I couldn't have done this, without my husband, who basically took over everything in my house. And he does the laundry, he's done the cooking and the dishes and everything, and I'm so grateful that I had such a great support system so that I could complete this degree.
Zachary Beardsley.
I just want to start by thanking the culinary arts students for making such a good meal. And I'm glad I was able to start my educational career here at GRCC. I plan to transfer to Grand Valley after this to get an accounting degree and finance degree. I just want to take a minute to say thanks to my mom for always pushing me in education. She homeschooled me in my early years of school until I was in 8th grade, and she always pushed me to be my best. And we always have this little family competition where I'm trying to beat her in her grades, and so far I'm on track to. So, and thank you.
Ayla Beers.
Good evening. I'd like to thank my family for support, and overall it was a very interesting experience in GRCC here. Thank you.
Dan Bradford.
Hello. Special thanks to my wife and mother who are here with me tonight. Couldn't have done it without my wife. All those late nights, culinary and working full time. She really picked up the slack around the house and took care of all the kids, all 4 kids. So, and my mother especially helped proofread all my English papers, and so it was. I'm very thankful that they were there for me. So, and also thank you for the school and the beautiful evening we had. It's great.
Dolores Brunink.
Good evening. When I heard we could speak tonight, my first question was, how long do I have? Like the gentleman who was speaking earlier, I've never been invited to anything with high academic standards. I had one of those sisters that was a high achiever. You're probably all that person, right? But I always had that sister that I was looking to, and always kind of fell a little bit short. But I came back to school a couple of years ago in 13, and I had 3 credits from 1991, so I thought, this shouldn't be so hard, right? And of course, in high school, I was only after that class clown. I got that in the bag, you know. So this is the first award I've had since the class clown award in high school back in the 80s. And I worked really hard. I have 4 children. I have 4 teenagers. I have twins that are graduating this year. And one of them is disabled. He's autistic, so that's a little bit challenging. But I brought my husband here tonight. Without him, none of this would have happened, especially the nights where I just thought, oh my gosh, what, what have I done? But the whole idea was to just show my kids that at any age you can come back and be a learner. And all I ever wanted to do was to be a mom and a wife and a mom. And I didn't feel like you needed an education for that. And I really think we need to teach our daughters that that's really not the case. You really need an education no matter what you do. If you're stay-at-home mom or whatever, it never hurts to just better yourself. So that's what I did. I tried to put a good example out to my kids. I graduated in 2 years. I got 1 A-. And they all say, boo-hoo, Mom got an A-, you know, so whatever. But anyway, thank you for such a lovely evening, and thank you for not playing music or taking a hook out of me or anything like that. So anyway, enjoy yourself. Oh, one last thing. My professor, Orletta Caldwell, she has just been nothing but supportive and wonderful, and all the times I didn't think I could do it, she was there cheering me on the whole time. So I'm sorry, I almost forgot you. But you know me, I'm a little scattered. So, thank you.
Christopher Chichester.
Never expected to talk either. I wasn't even expecting to go to college, but I lost my job, so I figured I might as well, while I was on unemployment, go to school and see if I could get something better. And prove to myself, too, because I kind of slacked off in high school. So this really made myself look good to myself, and it achieved goals that I was looking for. So appreciate it. I got Scott Lampe here. That was one of my instructors, my associates in plastics polymer engineering technology, and I kind of want to go and get my bachelor's when I can actually get on first shift sometime. But other than that, my parents are here, and I really appreciate everything they've ever done for me, too. So well, thank you all.
Madeline Cooper.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you to all the staff and the other students, and thank you to my parents for helping me out and always being there for me, and thank you to my dad who's here with me tonight.
Sarah Courtney.
I just want to thank my husband for your constant support and encouragement. And yes, every now and again, a gentle shove. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you to my 2 children, Connor and Aaron, for bringing joy to my life and sunshine on those very hard days. Thank you for your countless hugs and kisses. Thank you to my parents, who gave me a great academic foundation to build on. Thank you to the nursing staff and other staff at Grand Rapids Community College. The nursing students that graduate are the highest commendation of their work. Finally, thank you to my Heavenly Father for his faithfulness, love, and guidance.
Brianne Curtis.
Hello, I would like to just thank everybody here for coming. Speaking for myself and probably everybody else here, it does mean a lot that you are here supporting us and just guiding us through everything in life. Tonight I'm accompanied by my parents, Brian and Deb Curtis. They have been supportive through everything. And I would also like to just thank the faculty for everything that you have done. Without you guys, this night would not even be possible. Thank you.
Ashley Danner.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'll be graduating with pre-art, and I'm attending Kendall next year for fashion, and I'd just like to thank my mom and dad for all their support.
Stephanie Denboer.
I would like to thank my husband, John, who has been my rock this entire way. My special guest was Chef Gilles. He's the one who's really taught me and showed me the true pastry art. And I cannot wait to continue on my education, moving down to South Carolina next month. And so we're super excited. Thank you.
Brandon Garnott.
Hi, well, thank you. My name is Brandon. This is my second year here. I'm getting my associates in business, management, and supervision. I have my mom back there who homeschooled me my whole life, so if you thought I was bad for one class, you know, imagine that to deal with me all throughout middle school and high school. And I also have my girlfriend here, so a little shout out to her. But yeah, God has been good for me here, and I appreciate GRCC really investing in their students and realizing that you know, you are going to get that return on investments because we're going to go out and work hard for you guys. Thank you.
Guadalupe Gonzalez.
My public speaking class isn't until fall, so I don't know how I'm going to do with this, but I'm here with my mom and my husband, and they are the ones that, I didn't want to cry, that have helped me through this. Gracias, mi amor, por siempre ayudarme con las niñas, cuidarlas. Just thank you both so much.
Stacy Holtzclaw.
Oh, wow. I'd like to start by thanking my professor that I brought here tonight, Joel Roscoe. Without him, I would not be here. For his support for me and for all the Rad Tech students. I'd like to thank my parents. Yes, because without them, I wouldn't be here. And for my husband, for helping and supporting me and for helping with our daughter when I had to stay up late every night to study or to go to class. If my daughter had to stay home, he would stay home. He picked up where I could not do it. So thank you. And thank you to GRCC for everything.
Crystal Juarez.
Hi, I'm Crystal Juarez. This is my second year at GRCC, and I truly have to say that coming to GRC was one of the best decisions I could have made. The staff members here really care about our success. I'd like to thank Professor Forbes for really inspiring me to keep going and inspiring me to push myself further. And he made anatomy really interesting. And then I'd like to thank my family. I'm here with my 3 brothers and 2 sisters and my mom. And thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Juarez.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I came here today with my family, my brothers and sisters, and my mom. And I also invited my professor, Professor Robert Hendershot. And first, I want to thank him for giving me confidence in my work. And he was one of my favorite teachers here, so I gained more confidence in myself. And I also want to thank my family, my brothers and sisters and mom for pushing my sister and I to keep trying in school and believing in ourselves. So thank you.
Olivia Kirk.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I just want to say I've loved my time at GRCC, and thank you to all the staff and faculty that pushed me to succeed. When I first started, I didn't think I was going to pass my math class, but the staff believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. So thank you.
Constance Klein.
I would like to thank the school. It was hard coming back in 2012. I hadn't been in school since 1985, so it's been quite a while. And I'm here with my husband, Jeff, and my 3 daughters who are also students here. And they were good at picking up pieces and making sure that they kept me humble, and if I was studying too hard, I heard it from them. So I'm really thankful for their support. And I also invited Dr. Patrick Kamau. He's been a great advisor. I picked him as my advisor right from the beginning, and I haven't been disappointed with that choice at all. And it was difficult to just pick one honorary guest because there's been so many great teachers that I have. I don't think I've had one bad teacher in my whole years here. So thank you.
Matthew Korn.
Good evening, everyone. This is kind of new for me. I haven't always been a great student. About 14 years ago when I was graduating high school, it was a struggle to get through. So I'm very honored to be receiving this award and this recognition tonight. And I wanted to thank my wife for coming along with me. She's had to endure quite a bit, times when I didn't always hold up my end around the house. And she gracefully took that on, and I just really appreciate her support that she's given me throughout this entire time that I've been here. So thank you.
Tammy Kraus.
So my plan all along through high school was I'm going to college right after high school. And then, like all the movies, there was a boy. And I fell in love and ran off at 18, got married. He was in the military, so we moved to Texas. And then we bounced around for a couple of years. He deployed, I moved home, he came back, I went back, so on and so forth. So it was always kind of, when's my time gonna be? Finally, we came back to Michigan, got settled, and I said, I'm going to school now. His military career in the end helped pay for that to happen, so that was a blessing in disguise at the time. My first semester here, oh, I'm pregnant with twins. I guess this is over. I finished that semester, took the next semester off, had our babies, who are just incredible. They're almost 2. Went back the following fall and am now standing here. So the last couple of years have been crazy with 2 babies, but we've made it through. My husband's also going to school. My parents have been a huge support in that they have been a free babysitter, and so this semester especially has been hard on them. But so just thank you for all of your help and support with the babies, and thank you for the honor to be here tonight.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Fiona Hurt, who's the Dean of the School of Workforce Development, and Dr. Hurt will read the rest of the names.
Thank you. Todd Kurtz.
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you to my family, my mom in particular, who joined me here this evening, for supporting me in my decision to go back to school after 4 years of school already. And thank you to the GRCC staff, especially the Setia instructors for providing me with a top-notch education. And let's go Red Wings.
Kong Lee.
Hello everyone. My name is Kong Lee, and the first I want to say thank you for my parents, although they not here for some reason, but I really feel bad when they're not here with me. And the second I want to say for every GSCC staff, and they helped me a lot when the first I started here without the English, and I've been here for 3 years. The first I just study English and know nothing about American and nothing about right here. But all the staff right here, friend and anyone right here helped me to learn about English, learn about American, and learn everything in here. And I want to say thank you for all. Thank you.
Jonathan Lopez.
You know, it's such a privilege for me to be here because last year I didn't think I was coming back, but my advisor that I have here tonight, Jennifer Ackerman Haywood, I have everything to thank you for being here tonight because you know, I struggled a lot when I was in high school. I struggled through math and English, with the writing, with the reading, and I was really average. I was below average on some of the standardized tests, and but my teachers never let me down. You know, they knew that with a little extra attention, I'd do something good with my life. And without their support and the support of my family, I'm just incredibly thankful for them. And it's been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to get out there and just kind of, I don't know, just, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I got a migraine. But, you know, I'm glad to be here, and thank you for the opportunity. So.
Nice job. Cheryl Lossing.
Thank God for Pell Grants. I came here to, and we would not have been able to do this. I came here to take one class, and 2 associates later, I'm out of money in my Pell Grants, so I'm done. But I brought Luann Kaiser, I've had awesome professors. Everybody here cares about you, and I went to CMU back in the years when I was supposed to go to college, and you know, you took care of yourself. Nobody was taking care of you. And every professor here has been awesome, and they really do care, and I appreciate that. And Luann has been long-suffering with all of my contacts, and she's been very helpful and a good, really awesome influence, and I really appreciate her. And I brought my husband, who has gotten very used to seeing the back of my head in front of my computer while I became a nerd. So, and found I really loved it. So, anyways, thank you very much.
Kenneth R. McIntyre.
Thank you for this honor. I never expected this. About a month ago, I received the email regarding this event, and I started looking back on the years. I've been taking classes here since 1987. I know that dates me, but a few years ago, well, quite a few years ago, my wife, who's with me here tonight, She always encouraged me, go back to school, go back to school. She's part of the alumnus here. She graduated a few years back. And I started thinking, I currently work for the city of Grand Rapids. I'm going to be retiring next year. And I thought, what do I want to do for my next career? So I came back to school, and I'm very glad. And I'd like to thank my wife and the tutors. I would have never got this far without them. English, math, and the computer labs. They got me through, so thank you.
Laura Medema.
Well, I didn't know I had to talk tonight, but first of all, I want to thank you for a wonderful evening and a fabulous food. It was very nice. And my experience here at CC has been wonderful. I came with some credits, but now I have achieved the degree. And now I have a competition with my fourth child, the last one to go through college, on who's going to finish first, so for the bachelor's degree. So thank you very much.
Yun Nguyen.
Hi everyone, my name is Young Nguyen. I have been with GRCC for 3 years. It has been a long journey and it's finally come to an end. Probably it's like one of the first great things that I achieved since I moved here from Vietnam in 2010. And I hope there will be many more to come. Unfortunately, my family couldn't come here tonight to celebrate it with me, but I would like to special thank to my best friend right there, Rawan. She's also like a recipient for the award. She's been my rock since we take baking class together, and without her help, I don't think that I would be so successful like today. So thank you for everybody, and thank you for the lovely evening.
Rachel Nicholson.
Well, I didn't get here for my speaking skills, but I just want to say thank you to my parents, and I couldn't have made it here without the tutoring lab. They're awesome, and thank you to the staff at GRCC.
Christopher O'Keefe.
So obviously I'd like to thank the staff, faculty, and culinary students that put this on tonight. Food was absolutely wonderful. Other than that, I'd like to thank my family, because between taking care of a home, my military, and my many hours here, I'm sure I was not the easiest one to live with many days and nights. So thank you.
Aaron Ozark.
Hi, my name's Aaron Ozark. I'm one of those people that didn't think I was ever going to go back to school. My wife kind of pushed me towards it, so I guess I have to thank her. She actually signed me up for classes without my permission one time. And I'd like to thank my work, because they pay for most of my classes, and all the teachers I've had here, and all been great, so I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Ruben Pena.
Hi, I'm Ruben. I'm graduating here for my second year with a network administration degree. I'll be moving on to Ferris State, so I'll be staying here in the same building. So it's kind of nice. It's amazing how easy GRCC has made everything, all the transitions. I'd like to thank my mom, Peggy Ross, here, and then Anna Maria Clark, my advisor, is back over there with somebody else. But without them, I wouldn't be here. So thank you, guys.
Marissa Posler.
I just want to thank GRCC. I kind of stumbled in here after thinking I wasn't going to go to college for a couple years, and I got way more than I bargained for. It's a really great school, and I'm kind of sad to see my time here end. Thank you. Thank you.
Melissa Ann Redner.
Hello. First, I would like to thank all the faculty and staff
All the professors that I've been lucky to have all been very encouraging and supportive. Especially tonight, I have Professor Wingarden here with me. She's been extremely helpful, and especially in my last semester, it was really hard pushing through. And she really helped me realize a lot of stuff and strengths about myself that I didn't know that I had. I also have my mother, Kim, my father, Robert, and my fiance, Casey. I would like to thank them for all their support and for being here tonight. And although he's not here, I would also like to thank my son, Chase. He's the whole reason why I decided to go back, and I just want to set a good example and let him know that he can do anything he puts his mind to. And being here tonight, I think I have accomplished what I wanted to. And I would just like to also say congratulations to the other students that are here tonight. Thank you.
Gretchen Robinson.
I'd like to thank two groups of people. First of all, I'd like to thank the faculty members who have challenged me with their high expectations and demanding assignments. And I will be forever grateful for the knowledge that I've gained. And secondly, I'd like to thank the people sitting at this table, Bernie Manker, my daughter Casey, and my son-in-law Joe. They put up with a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. And they know the names of all the people in Group 1 by heart. So thank you for your patience and your support, and I will be forever grateful for that.
Eric Schumann.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'd like to thank the Honor Society and Dr. Ender and the college for putting this on, and whoever cooked the brisket. It was really good. I've had a great time here. I wish there was a bachelor's program here. I'd stay here forever. I love it. I'd like to thank my girlfriend Neely for being very supportive, and my family, my brother for keeping my rent pretty cheap, and particularly Lori Witzak and Don Van Overen at the Academic Support Center. They couldn't be here tonight, but I've been working there as a tutor for a couple of semesters, and I love it, and I wish everybody continued success.
Carl Schultz.
Hi, I'd like to start by thanking my mom for instilling a good work ethic in me, and my wife Rebecca, and who's been extremely supportive. And my guest professor tonight is Bill DeHaan, who, through his humor, brought some life and excitement to sanitation and food safety. And I want to thank GRCC and particularly Sekia. It's absolutely fantastic program. And all the culinary students, I believe all of them are dear friends that I've made. And to Chef Luba and Josh, who run the banquets and catering department and provided this lovely meal. I used to work for them, so that's doubly nice. So thank you.
Michael Sekulich.
To the GRCC administration and the Sekia Institute of Culinary Arts faculty and staff, thank you so much for being so knowledgeable and passionate about what you do. I'd like to thank my wife, Monica, my children, Matthew and Julia, my mother and father-in-law, Jim and Kathy Brady, for shuffling our kids around while I'm at school. And I'd like to congratulate all the other recipients here tonight. Well done. You should be very proud of yourselves. Thank you.
Stephanie Selby.
I'm not good in this. First book I read to preschool, I was shaking like an earthquake. I want to start thanking my mom, who can't be here. She lives in Austria. And she always believes in me, so that's very helpful. I also want to thank my husband, because without his help, I wouldn't be here today. and he can't be here because he got to work. Then I brought, as a special guest from GRCC, I brought my international advisor, Ms. Salinas. And without her support, not only in the process of being an international student, she also helped me in the process to become a legal resident. So that was very helpful. Then I also brought as guests my mother-in-law, who is very helpful and supportive, and Sarah, who read many of my papers to make sure they're flawless. And yeah, I want to thank all the GRCC staff because they were really great. Thank you.
Rawan Shatara.
Hello, everybody. I just want to thank my mom, my dad, all my family all over the world and here in Grand Rapids, all my friends, for encouraging me to come back to school after getting a bachelor's that I really didn't want anything to do with. So I just want to thank all the Sekia instructors and the rest of CC's staff for everything that they've done. Go Raiders.
Carla Villasana Acosta.
Hello, everybody. I'll try to be brief here. I've already said this story quite a few times already, but I arrived here at GRCC as an international student. I'm actually from Venezuela. I cannot really talk about myself without acknowledging that fact. When I arrived here at GRCC, I really didn't know what to expect. Back home, we really don't have this concept or this institution that is known as a community college. So I was just told, hey, this is just a place where you can save a little bit of money in your higher education and then transfer. So, all right, we'll do. But this place ended up being so much more to me, and I'm glad for that. I had my first job ever here as a student employee at the counseling center, and I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity, that I'm part of that group there. All of them are wonderful people, as many of you may know already. I became a student leader with the International Student Organization. That was also a great experience so far. I'm so thankful for that too. I also had the opportunity to even be a student reporter at the student newspaper, The Collegiate. That was also a great time here. And also just to finalize, I'm glad out of all the places I could have ended up as an international student, I'm glad I ended up at GRCC first. And I just want to thank a few of the many people that helped me here at GRCC. For example, my guest, Katie Hughes, she's my advisor of my student organization. Patrick, he works at the counseling center. He has also served a couple times as my advisor. Dr. Hendershot, one of the greatest professors I've had here at GRCC. Angela, my international advisor. And finally, part of my family who's here with me tonight, my brother, my aunt, and especially my mother, who really, without her support and her love, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. Thank you.
Fang Vu.
Hello, my name is Fung, and I forgot what I'm gonna say. Okay, first, thank you for GRCC, such a good cornerstone for my career. For all of the teaching of staff and greatest professors and all the scholarship in our work, it gave me the great motivation to further my education, which is a mechanical engineering in Michigan. What I like about the greatest professor in the school is when I graduate, when I evaluate the professor online, what I like is just click strongly agree for all of the option for professor. One of the greatest professor is my guest, Jared Johnson. He's my physics calculus 1 and 2, and who is my inspiring, and he always give me motivation. Who is the smartest guy I ever seen? Who can do fraction, divide, and into a decimal with only 3 seconds? And how can he contain in his mind all the physics formula and knowledge, and that's inspiring. And Anna Mary Clark is my advisor, academic advisor, who always willing to help me anytime I need about my academy education. And thank you for GSCC, and thank you everything.
Shelby Waldhart.
Hello. I just want to thank CC for firstly remaining so affordable. Like that is such a blessing. And then also just for preparing me so well. I feel so ready to move on to my 4-year college, wherever that's going to be. I'm not quite sure yet. And then my parents, Joe and Jennifer, you've always been my biggest cheerleaders. And also my boyfriend, Chase, who can't be here tonight. He's actually graduating from Marine Boot Camp the same day that we're graduating. So there's a lot to celebrate coming up. So yeah, thank you.
Kemper Wright.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me throughout 3 years of being here at GRCC. I'd also like to thank my sister and my brother. My sister's actually here with us today. And then I'd like to thank my supervisor, Molly Maska, for supporting me for these past 3 years as well. Thank you.
And our last recipient tonight, Lori Zamora.
Hello, everyone. I just want to thank my dad and my sister who are here. My aunt and my grandma, they're also here tonight, and it's been an enjoyable experience here at GRCC. Thanks.
Wonderful. What I'd like to do next is, if you will hold your applause, but I would like to ask that all the Delta Pi Alpha recipients to please stand. A wonderful group. This completes the list of Delta Pi Alpha recipients attending this evening for the Grand Rapids Community College academic year 2014 and 2015. Please join me now in congratulating them on their induction into the Delta Pi Alpha Honor Society at Grand Rapids Community College. Thank you very much. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Patty Tripkowski, our Associate Provost and Dean of Instructional Support and Interdisciplinary Studies. Patty will have the pleasure of announcing the 4.0 honor winners, students, and the recipients of the Arthur Andrews Cup for 2015.
Congratulations to you all. It's always wonderfully inspiring to hear you talk about your experiences here and all of the people who have supported you and helped you. And congratulations. You're certainly an inspiration to all of us. I have the privilege of announcing the 4.0 students. Would the following students please come forward as I call your name? Kala Amash. Bert Baker. Zachary Beardsley. Crystal Juarez. Tammy Kraus. Laura Miedema. And Gretchen Robinson. Standing before you are 7 of the 9 students who have achieved a perfect 4.0 with us this evening. This is truly an outstanding academic achievement. Each will receive a plaque recognizing this accomplishment at Grand Rapids Community College. Please join me in recognizing their academic excellence once again with your applause. Thank you. Congratulations.
We do apologize. We have one student that we need to recognize. If Timothy Stillman would please come forward.
Thank you all, Grand Rapids Community College administration, staff, and faculty. A sincere thank you, all of whom have been nothing short of exemplary. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Dr. Lori Chesley, our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs. Provost Chesley will introduce the 2015 Arthur Andrews Cup recipient.
I need to be very careful with that. It is my pleasure to announce this year's Arthur Andrews Award winner. This gold cup symbolizes excellence in scholarship for each of you tonight. Permanent possession is given to the new Delta Pi Alpha member who has earned the highest grade point average. The Arthur Andrews Cup honors the memory of Arthur Andrews, who served Grand Rapids Junior College as its president in crucial years from 1919 to 1955. Arthur Andrews was a man dedicated to the preservation and growth of academic excellence at Grand Rapids Junior College. Then, in its early years, and not receiving any state or federal funds to help pay for costs, the college was several times yanked back from the brink of economic extinction by Dr. Andrews' persuasive arguments and vigorous advocacy before a financially beleaguered Grand Rapids Public School Board. Arthur Andrews valued the college and its academic integrity. He often made the point that we must give our students an education here as good or better than they would receive at the university. The records of GRJC and GRCC students who have gone on to further study certainly show that his colleagues and successors still espouse that lofty goal. So this evening, we honor the memory of one of our outstanding leaders and the achievements of all of the outstanding students assembled here. We now are going to bestow a share of this award upon each of you, the new Delta Pi Alpha members. The present graduating class, whose top students we honor, include 9 who have earned a perfect 4.0 cumulative GPA. Since, as the slogan says, you can't do better than all A's, we have to find some way of distinguishing the student who will be given permanent possession of this cup. We do this by choosing the student from among the 9 who has earned, in addition to a perfect 4.0, the greatest number of honor grade points, signifying the most credits earned. It gives me great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2005 Arthur Andrews Award Cup, Craig Knishnet. Craig is actually unable to attend this evening, so Chef Angus Campbell is here, and he'll be accepting the award on Craig's behalf and saying a few words on his behalf. Chef Angus, would you come forward?
Well, good evening and congratulations to you all. You've all done amazing work at GRCC and we're very proud of you. It's wonderful to listen to students tell us how good we are, but as a faculty member, I want to tell you how good Craig was. He was truly a remarkable young man. He came to us very timid, very reserved, and he left a champion of our industry. Tonight, through his integrity, he is actually working because he took a job last week and he didn't want to let his employer down. So it is my honor and privilege to accept this on Craig's behalf. Thank you.
Was I right? There's a lot of love in this room, right? That's about an anniversary and a celebration. Now, I'm the Dean of Students, and one thing about the Dean of Students is sometimes you hear when things are happening, and one thing I've heard tonight is that some of you are thinking about not processing on commencement May 1. Is that true? Well, I hope that all of you will reconsider that, and for those of you as family members that you will talk with your son or daughter or your spouse and convince them to participate. This upcoming commencement will be a very special 100-year anniversary for the college. We will be at Van Andel Arena for the very first time. So we will take the arena floor, and we have a very special evening starting at 7 p.m. That is prepared. For anyone that, in terms of a need of a cap and gown, perhaps even some assistance with that, we have over 100 faculty and staff that donated caps and gowns. So see me about that, if that's the one thing that's stopping you from participating on May 1. It's a celebration for you and your achievement. You also will be wearing your medallion, as well as a commemorative 100-year anniversary stole that's been purchased by the Alumni Association that you won't ever get one of those again unless we're all around here 100 years from now. So I hope I've convinced all of you. And as I said, I hear when people aren't going to participate. So I hope you'll reconsider that. If you haven't already, there's still time. Your name's in the program, and I hope you will join us at 7 p.m. on May 1 for that event. Well, clearly, we have heard about some very bright futures. For some of you, I think speaking isn't always easy, and you did a phenomenal job sharing your stories, and thank you for that. Certainly, we hear of a global experience in terms of the value and the diversity that you've all brought to our institution. And you may not have known this, but you were all filmed when you were talking, and so you'll also receive a link. Now, that's one of the upsides of technology and today. Anniversaries years ago, we would have had the Super 8 movie film out here, and you couldn't have shown it to anybody unless you had everybody over to your house. And now the young student from Austria and Vietnam and all those locations, they'll actually be able to stream that, and you can give them that link, and they can see and share in this experience that you've had tonight, as well as recognizing your academic achievement. This has been a great opportunity for the college to host you and to recognize you. So on behalf of everyone, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to honor you and the achievement that you have received. Everyone, please have a good evening.